Alright, we got the MJX Hyper GO 14301, a semi-budget on-road basher, 1/14 scale, brushless motor, 2 to 3S capable, oil shocks, has a gyro. Alright, got a couple boxes inside a box. This top box looks like we have our transmitter, probably some accessories. Let's take a look. Alright, we have our transmitter, same as some other MJX cars I've got in the past. Pretty basic. Has a foam wheel, steering trim. We got a function button. Your power switch has settings for 100% throttle or 70% throttle. Comes with a 2S 2000 milliamp battery. Uses a T-style Dean's connector. Hard case. We have a USB battery charger, a T-wrench, a screwdriver, some Allen keys, and 8 extra body clips. We have some spare springs. I don't know if they're a heavier spring rate. And a random assortment of screws. You also get a set of hard plastic drift tires and a set of knobbier rally tires. Alright, let's take a look at the truck. We have our owner's manual inside the box. A little breakdown of the spare parts. Alright, our first real look at the truck. Looks like it had a protective film, but it's all bunched up here in the front. No big deal. Zip tied down. Alright, looks pretty cool. Definitely looks inspired by an ARMA infraction. Looks like we'll have some lights on the front and on the rear. We have a metal chassis. Alright, you got your wiring for your lights. We got some tape already coming a little loose. Light controller up underneath. Alright, we got this clear plastic chassis protector. Try and keep some rocks out of the chassis. Held on with 3 body pins. I gotta say, the wiring they give you for the lights on the body is very short. Looks like it plugs directly into the receiver. Be nice if they kind of gave you a connector in the wire so you could separate it without unplugging it from the receiver. Alright, we have our 2845 brushless motor with heatsink and fan. We have a 45 amp ESC, also running a fan. It has a separate receiver with an external gyro control. You have to adjust it on the truck itself. Comes with a second 2S battery. We have adjustable links in the front. Aluminum bodied oil filled shocks. Suspension feels pretty smooth. Our on-road tires are pretty stiff. All metal drivetrain. Alright, we got the MJX 14301 out for its first drive. The function button on your transmitter controls your lights. You got red and blue police lights behind the grille, headlights, a light bar up on the roof. Also have tail lights and a light bar across the top of the tailgate. Turn signals. You could also make like the headlights and the light bar flash like a hazard, or just turn them off. We're going to start out on 2S, one of the included batteries that came with the truck. Let's see how she drives. Got to trim it out. It's a colder day. We had our little false spring, but we're back to freezing temps. This thing's sliding around pretty good. I got the gyro down to about 30%. Would be nice if you could control that from the transmitter. This thing's driving awesome. Let's do a top speed run. Keep drifting. Oop, caught a rut and rolled over. This thing's driving awesome. Let's see what our top speed is so far. 25 miles an hour, 2S. Not bad at all. We'll drift around a little bit more and then we'll throw a 3S battery in it. Not only does it look like a mini infraction, it kind of drives like one too. The infraction grom that Arma won't make. Or at least they haven't made yet. All right, we got a 3S battery in. Let's see how she drives. She rips. Won't do rollbacks. Definitely a delay on the throttle sometime. Or just range maybe. Yeah, well, it doesn't work the greatest at long distances. But the car on 3S actually managed to traction roll. Could probably stand to turn the gyro up a little bit on 3S. Let's see what we got for a top speed so far. 37 miles an hour on 3S. On a 28-degree day, not bad at all. Very good for a mini. All right, let's try it on some different surfaces. All right, we're out at a new location. We got kind of a gravel, ground up asphalt surface. We're still on 3S. I put it on the knobbier rally tires the truck comes with. Let's see how she handles. It is pretty low to the ground for this surface. Come on. I already got a rock stuck in it. Won't turn right. That didn't take long. Even with the little chassis protector under there, rocks just get stuck in the steering right away. see what it looks like under the body after rallying around in the gravel and mud. Pretty rough. Let's see if this little chassis protector did anything. No, I'd say it's more of a hassle than it does any good. Extra 3 body pins to get to the battery, and got the wire for the lights running through it. I would say just ditch that cover. Alright, we're out at the skate park. I got it on the hard plastic drift tires. This is a nice smooth concrete surface, good for drifting. I don't really plan on doing any bashing, but you know, once you're here, sometimes things happen. Alright, let's get out and see how she drifts. She's pretty controllable. Alright, I let the intrusive thoughts win. I threw the asphalt tires back on it. We're going to do some mild bashing, nothing too crazy. All my other MJX cars have been tough as nails anyway, so let's see how she holds up. She flies nice, knocking off some of the dirt from railing earlier. Really doesn't even sound like a chassis slap's too bad, which is shocking for how low to the ground it is. Almost. I bet I get it. Land a flat there. There we go. Not so much there. That was butter. That was a hard nosedive. Let's go see if we broke anything. Everything seems fine. Alright, super impressed with the MJX Hyper GO 14301. Really tough, actually flew pretty well at the skate park. Very impressed with that. Wasn't the greatest rally car, didn't like the rocks, a little too low to the ground. The chassis protector didn't do anything, just collected more mud and rocks underneath it. It was fun with the hard drift tires, pretty controllable. On asphalt is where it really shined. Worked well with the gyro, very controllable. 25 miles an hour on 2S, 37 on 3S. On a cold 28-degree day. We scuffed up the body a little bit, couple cracks. I did notice earlier when I was changing the battery, we broke the rear splitter somehow. It was before the skate park, so I don't know when it was, when we were railing or a rollover when I was doing some speed tests. But other than that, held up super great. If I find anything else major that went wrong, I'll let you know. I'll see how expensive that rear splitter is. Alright, it's time to go home and warm up a little bit. Thanks for watching.